Buenos dias, Greta. Whew. I could have slept another 2 hours this morning. The alarm went off, and then I said, "Oh, let's do 15 more minutes." You have days like that. How's everyone doing? Buenos dias. Did you all have a good weekend? What did I do yesterday? After cooking, I didn't do much. I watched the soccer game, and it was a whooping, 6-2. Oh, you have Panama playing against Brazil. Yeah, we're not in that league. I know soccer because I grew up with it, but Brazil, the team of Pele, nah, we're not there. I mean, we are going to the World Cup, through a lot of luck, but we don't expect Panama to do, a lot. Just going is a feat. They're just excited. But in terms of, the kids on the Brazil team, they're young, they're fast. It was like, we are no match for that team. So buenos dias. I'm glad you joined. On Mondays we do stretching. So if you are new to working out, this is a great way to kind of get started, to get your body moving. Buenos dias, everyone. I'd love that. Thank you. Hi, Crystal. Good morning, everyone. Say good morning if you can. I'd love to see who is working out with us because I decided to open it up. Before it was just to members, but the members, besides, you know what? Deborah has not, come in. She used to be really faithful, working out with us. So, yes, Panama and Brazil, I know. Brazil whooped our, you know what? But after that, they interviewed the players, and the players said, "Well, you see them and you see us. I think we did okay." I'm like, "Yes, you did," because in terms of soccer, you have Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Germany, and maybe Spain. Those are the really, really worldwide known teams that soccer is more than a passion. I don't know what you call it. They are crazy about soccer. And in all the Americas, they love soccer. And I remember, was it around the time of Pablo Escobar that I think they lost a game or something, and somebody shot one of the players, whether it was the goalie or somebody. That's how mentally, which is a no bueno. You don't do that to anybody for a game. And I remember I used to always tell the boys, it's just a game. They're like, you don't understand. Uh, Okay, whatever. All right, let's start moving. The heels. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Yesterday, I started the live. I started singing. I don't know if it's the hymn, the black hymn. It just says, "Lord, I lift my eyes to the hill." I just felt, you know, like singing that because sometimes you're feeling something and a song just encapsulates all those feelings. So maybe I'll start doing that. Before I did like a verse or something to kind of get you going. So, I'm always thinking of ways to make our channel a bit different. We are different because we're doing exercises, we're doing cooking. I don't know the channel's doing that. So, all right, now let's move, breathe, right and left, right and left, right and left. All right, let's keep those legs out and let's breathe in. Inhale, up, 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 slowly and all the way up and up. Now remember, this is not just putting your arms up. You are pulling. Somebody's pulling you. So you are stretching this whole area, right? Your shoulders. While you say thank you to God for waking you up in your right mind. Like somebody said, thank you for being on the wake up list. Deep breath. And let's go down. Easy. This is your first one. Protect your back, right? Oh, slowly go down. Ooh, yes. You should feel it and then curve your shoulders. Curve. Woo. This is good. Now open the shoulders. Your hands are on your knees. Open the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then bring the arms down. Curve again. Ooh. Now let your head hang. Let's do it one last time. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And round your arms. Oh, so good. Now put your hands on the ground. You're going to be able to do it all the way down because your knees are still straight. But even if you use your fingertips and move your hands a little bit up, you feel that stretch in the back, right? Breathe. Never hold your breath. Now we're going to walk our hands a little bit further up, 2 or 3 steps, I guess you could call them, and come on your toes and stretch. This is like a high plank on the toes. And bring your feet back to the ground. And feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Oh yeah. Woo. So good. Put your head down, your neck. Relax it. Breathe. And up on the toes. Again, come forward. Forward. And down. And then pull your body, your booty back. And stretch. And come forward. Up on the toes. One last time. And down. And walk your hands back. And put them flat on the ground and push your booty out. Push it. Push it real good. Push. And small bounces. Woo. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now on your fingertips, and just bring your chest up. Tighten the core. You should feel this stretch in the core and in your shoulders and arms. Woo! Yes, relax. Now bend the knees. Then we're going to come halfway and stay right here. And squat. Move from side to side. Loosen up the hips. Loosen the hip joint. Alright. Now bring your hands together and go down and just hold it here. Hold. This is a squat and go as low as you can comfortably do it. Yes. Ooh. 2, 3, 4. That feels good. Now squeeze and open. Shoulders. Squeeze and open. Ooh. Squeeze and open. Oh. Now loosen up. Loosen. Put your head to the side, your neck, and feel the stretch, making sure everything is nice and loose on this side. Oh yeah. Remember to breathe, right? Come to the center and let's do the other side. Loosen up the arm. Uh-huh. Breathe. Now let's do the back. You're stretching the thyroid here. But keep your eyes open so you don't lose your balance. Everything is nice and loose. And forward. Again. Let the stress flow down your fingertips. And if you do it from side to side, gently, you'll feel the stretch all the way in the back towards your shoulder blade area. Ooh. Ooh, I needed this one here. I feel it right here. All right. Let's do the shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Forward now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms out. Because every time you extend arm up or on the side, you are physically pushing. And when you stretch that, you're going to feel it like all in here, right? All the way. And then up. Oh. Whew. How does this feel? What feels so good? And then grab your wrist and then pull to the side. You're not moving your body too much, but you're just pulling in this general area. Pull, pull. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And bring it to center. Grab the other wrist and pull to the other side. Yes. Ooh, yes. So good. Shoulders to the ears and down. Shoulders to the ears and down. Shoulders and down. One last one. Shoulders and down. Now let's come down halfway. Hands on the knees and pull your body. Physically stretch your body forward. Breathe. And you need to tighten like in the core area here, but pull your body. Pull. Ugh. Okay. Very good. Woo. All right, bend your knees. And we're going to come back up, one vertebrae at a time. Always be conscious of your back. Never do anything that's going to put undue stress on your back. Now let's stretch to the side. You're widening that space between the legs. And small bounces. Breathe. Oh yeah. Now open the arms. We're going to do warrior one. Like you're going surfing, right? Now put an arm on the thigh and stretch. Stretch. Woo. This one is the ultimate stretch for the side. Feel it? Oh my gosh, I do. Breathe. And then turn your face to the ceiling in your palm. Now you're really deepening that stretch. And back up we go. Oh, yes. Right? Now let's go to the other side. Pull. Pull. Breathe. All right. Breathe and open the arms. Yes, like you're going surfing, right? Now, arm on the thigh and stretch, straight line. Straight line, pull, pull, pull. You're opening the hip joint and you are stretching the side. And turn your face to the ceiling in your palm and stay standing. That's a good exercise for balance. And come back. Woo-wee. Now bring your legs in. And let us stretch the legs and the ankles. Very good, because we stretched them. So now you're trying to loosen everything up, right? Breathe, breathe, breathe. So good, so good. Let's tap. So good. All right. So now we're gonna keep our hands on our hips, and we're gonna lift our knees up by themselves. And that's a good exercise. It's a balance exercise. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. As high as you can. 4, 5. And you can see this leg moves a little better than my right leg. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. We are opening the hip joint. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to open them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you doing it? 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to just lift the legs straight. Always stretch in between, right? So good, very important. Let's go. 1, same leg. 2, oh yes. 3, 4. We're trying to loosen that hip joint. 5, 6, 7. Let's go. 8, 9. Don't forget to breathe. 10. Woo. And we do the other one. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. 5. This hip is not as flexible. 7, 8, 9. But I know that about myself, right? You got to know your own body. Know your body. Okay. So now, well, let's do some squat first, and then we'll go on the ground and do some more stretching. Because remember, the power is in your legs. Like somebody says, when you get older, health is in your legs. You need to make sure your legs are strong, but we want our core to be strong. We want our arms to be strong. No jiggles. We don't want jiggles. All right. So open your legs and go down in a squat position, right? Ooh, let's stretch this for a second. Oh, that feels good. Oh, all right. We're gonna hold this and we're going to, where do we go, that kickbox, and then we go down. Those are usually hard, the ones that go down. Let's go. 1, 2, tighten the pull. 3, 4, like you're trying to punch someone. 5, 6. If you're thinking of someone you've been wanting to punch, this is your time. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're gonna go down a little bit, and we're gonna go 1 and up, 2 and up. Those are hard. 3 and up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, 8, 9. Can we do 10 more? 10. 1, 2. And your lower back is stretching. Now I can touch it. See? 4, 5. With my knuckles. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. We're gonna stay right here for a second. Whew. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ow, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half, 10, and up to 3, 4, 5, ow, 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 woo, yikes, I felt those. That's what you want. You want that tight, where you can tighten the buttocks, the hips, the front of the leg, the quads, right? Because we are stretching, but the ultimate goal is for you to be strong in your later years. All right, if you have a mat, let's go down. We got a plank, even though we are stretching today, but we have to plank. Here's another stretch for you. Open your legs and come forward. Oh yeah, we just worked those quad muscles. So you're stretching this one. Move forward. Oh, that feels so good. Ugh. All right, let's do the other one. And I realize that everybody is at this level, okay? So don't overdo anything. Just keep moving and do as much as you can and stay there. Because if you keep doing this, how do I say that? You're consistent, right? And we didn't jump up and down, but I'm still sweating. That means you are stretching these muscles and you're still burning some calories. Now, I'm not saying you're burning a whole lot. Now, let's stretch. You see that? You're stretching this. Stretch it forward. So good. No one says that because you're getting older, you should be strong and flexible. You've seen these people on TV in their 90s and I don't lift weights like that. But age is just a number, right? Okay. So we're going to do, today's Monday. Let's do a high plank again. Get a stopwatch. And then we go for like 60 seconds. But if you can only do 15 because you're just joining, that's fine. All right? The high plank is a little bit easier than the low plank. And then for us who've been doing it, the last 30 seconds, we're gonna come up on our toes and push ourselves forward. Planking is just like the ultimate, you're tightening everything. And that's what you want. And then you gotta push yourself. If you did 15 seconds, next time you need, say, I'm gonna do 18. And there's a small increments, right? All right, let's go. High plank, arms in the front, and legs straight. This is a high plank, just like so. All right? Your arms are straight, your elbows are straight, your legs are straight, and you are consciously tightening everything in between the arms and the legs, which is your core. Oh, that feels so good, though. I'm gonna get to the point where I lift one of those legs up while I'm doing this, but I'm not there yet. All right, we're getting there. 45 seconds. And if you have to stop right here, that's okay. Or even before. No competition. That's why you're in your home. No one can see what you're doing. All right, 1 minute. So Crystal and Greta, we're coming up on our toes. Yes. Breathe. Tighten. Tighten. 15 seconds. 15 more seconds to go. Out. Woo. Breathe. Almost there. 30 seconds. Yes. This is bonus. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh! We did 1 minute and 40 seconds. Oh, that is so good. Let's stretch. Remember, you are in competition with no one. Stretch. Stretch to one side. You're stretching the shoulder area. And this one. Stretch. Woo. Yeah. Now let's stretch the front. You're stretching the tummy, the abs that you just tightened, and stretch. Oh yeah. Breathe. Breathe. All right. Let's go. We're going to go down and stretch a little bit more. And then you want to be able to be on the floor and be able to come back up, right? Age is only a number. Your body will do what you train it to do, all right? So don't put any limitation on yourself. But if you have joint issues, like you have bad knees and stuff, so be careful, okay? Don't ever do anything that causes you pain. That's a no bueno. All right, let's go down. Let us stretch. This is one of the best stretches. All the way. And breathe. And relax into it. And bring your arms up. Keep your shoulders. When you're doing these stretches on the ground, what you want to do is to do whatever you can to hold your body on the ground, your back on the ground, your hips. And then you just stretch your arms all the way up. And something so simple that you feel that stretch all the way in here, don't you? Yes. Now let's bring one leg up. Hold it. And bring it down. Stay on your heel. And bring the other leg up as high as you can. And bring it down. Again, up. And down. Again, up. We'll do 2 more. And down. And up. And up. And down. And stretch some more. Bring your arms down, overhead. So good. All right, let's bring one leg in. We're stretching the hips again. So even if you don't touch it, gravity is going to help bring the leg down to the ground. And you feel it in the hip joint, don't you? Uh-huh. Breathe into it. Breathe. We are stretching. That's good. Now bring it up and down. And the other one, bring it against the knee and let it just fall down to the ground, opening the hip joint right here. So good. So good. Bring it up. Both knees or feet on the ground, I should say. Bring the arm up. Now we're going to lift both legs up and all the way down. All the way up. Up. Let's bring the legs down. Can you bring them back up? Up. But to do that and protect your back, just stick your hands and hold under your buttocks to make sure your back is not arched. Down. If you can do that one, it's okay. And up. Our goal is 5 of these. 2. And up. 3. And up. If you can't do those, it's okay. 4. And up. Last one. 5. And up. Now grab the legs and pull the legs to your chest. Release the stress on the lower back and then stretch out your ankles. Open your legs. And stretch. A lot of things we do is to loosen that hip joint, right? And in. And out. 2. And in. And 3. Yes, stretch it. Woo. And in. 2 more. 4. Breathe. And in. 5. And in. And bring the legs down. And let's stretch. One last stretch. Push. Push against your knee. And you're opening the hip joint again. Push. So good. And this one. Push. Woo-wee. And we always finish with those that new ab exercise that we come to do. And Greta says it's hard for her, but all right. Open your legs, straighten out your legs and stretch, pull. So you really stretching this area here, like pulling your arms way up. And then what you want to do for the first one is like give yourself a little push and go. 1. Once you do the first one, it gets a bit easier, right? And go down, out. 2. Can you do some of those? Down, out, and push. 3. Yeah. And down, out. 4. Your arm is going to give you that push and back. 5. Oh, you're really pushing with your upper chest, your upper torso. Down, back. 5. We're aiming for 10, right? Down, back. 6. Woo! This is a good one, right? And back. 7. Yes, three more. Only three. Down. Arm back. 8. Breathe. And down. And up. 9. Woo. Only one more. I promise. Back. And 10. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. You did it. Let us stretch. Grab your ankle. We done. We just stretching, loosening any kinks in the back. Grab your toes and bring your chest down as far as you can. Don't overdo it. Don't hyperextend your back. That's always a no bueno. There's no competition. No one is watching you. No one is telling you you must do anything. Mm-mm. But today is just like to wake up your muscles and your joint. Flexibility is the name of the game. Bring your arm over. When you do that halfway, you're stretching the whole side. You feel that? Oh, yes. And up. Now let's move to the side. Stretch gently. You feel the stretch in your hips, right? Uh-huh. And bring your arm over. Oh, yeah. That's why I continue to do these exercises. Whether some days it's just me, but I do it because it's good for me. It keeps me accountable to me. I don't need anybody to tell me. I get lazy sometimes. That's true. But that's why when I know I have to show up here, I have no excuses, right? If I'm in town, I'm here. But so this is keeping me accountable. So thank you. All right, this is the last one. We're going to put our hand on the side and we're going to lift our buttocks, straight arms, and stretch. Ooh, almost feel like I'm getting a Charlie horse when I do this. All right, strong arms. Yes, I really should move with my hip higher, but I feel like a mini cramp in my left leg and I don't want that. And down. Yes, those Charlie horses hurt. Okay. Yes. If I had pushed it, I would have gotten a Charlie horse. It's like, you ever get woken up at night with one of those? Ooh, horrible. All right. Last little stretch. Put your head down and release the stretch. Grab your toes. Whew. Very good. Inhale. Thank you, God, for another day. Let us make it. Let us be a blessing to someone. We are grateful. We don't deserve it, but you choose to give us a day, and we thank you. All right, come down, and you can say, Namaste. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Whew. I don't like to go to the gym around this time. Usually there are so many eyes. I like to go on my own. I think I walk. No, I need to go out. I've been looking for a skillet, and I've been to so many stores, and only one store that I think I can find it. Discovery Center. So I gotta take a bus, go to Cinco de Mayo, and then another bus. But I want to do it early before the rain starts. All right, ladies. Thank you. Au revoir. Have a good day. God bless and week. I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you, Greta. I think I glanced at whatever it is that you sent me. Thank you. Au revoir. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Whoever is here, make sure you click that little thumb up. Thank you. Yes, have a good day, everybody. Thank you for those of you who joined. 10. I don't think I've ever had 10 people before. Thank you, DW. Good morning. So good to have had you. At 812 Shell, I think I've seen you before. It's basketball season here, New York Knicks. Hey, Girl, we are going to the World Cup and everybody's quick. I got to get my shirt, even for support. I went to see that movie. There was a Panamanian movie. I went to see it past week. Oh, I did not like it, but I took a couple of naps. If I'm watching a movie and I end up taking a nap, that means that's a no bueno. I didn't really like it, but I supported. I did my part. Yes, no. Latin America, it's soccer, the soccer kingdom, okay? And they do have some baseball in some of the countries. I remember being in Chile, and on a Sunday afternoon, they have like a main avenue, and they have football field, I mean, soccer, field after field after field. I mean, one next to each other, and they were full with kids. That's all they did. But if you went to like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and some other places, they have some good baseball players, right? Because a lot of them come from the DL, you know that. But here, it's soccer and boxing. They love boxing. We had Duran, who was a world champion here, and there is also a stadium not too far from where I am on the Cinta Costera that was built and dedicated in his memory. And what they do there, they do classes and they hold camp and whatever for these young kids. And me as a nurse, and I'm like, this is the worst sport. One big thing to your brain. Look what happened to Muhammad Ali. All that thing to your head and your brain keeps shaking in there. It caused, he died of Parkinson's, and you can have dementia with that. And even people who play soccer sometimes develop dementia in their, later years because you know how they do the headers. I don't think God designed your head for that, even though it's hard, but repeated, it does a number on you. So I'm like, boxing, I'm not into it. And they have girls doing these things. You see these girls just slapping each other, knocking each other down. I love watching soccer, right? Because I grew up with Pele, right? That's why when they say Brazil, and I'm like, you mean Pele's people, grandchildren? No bueno. I feel sorry for the coach. The coach is from Spain, and I was listening to his story. His family is still in Spain, and he is coaching in Panama. Don't ask me. I don't know how that works, but I guess the money is really good. But the players took it in stride. They're like, well, you know who they are. You know who they are. I'm like, yeah, we do. We do. But 6-2 was like, ouch, ouch. All right, we need a couple more thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thank you, ladies. The classes are held on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, same time, 8 a.m., 3 times a week. And that's why I don't skip because it helps me to move, right? But of course, you supplement by walking and you can go to the gym. Now that, I find they have an electrical machine that you can go, I used to have those at the big gym. We have one of those machines now. So I'm going to try that. It's like the stair climber. That is a good workout for your heart. Of course, you control the speed. So I'm going to start slow and see how I did. I used to do that. Yep. All right, ladies. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see 9 of you. That was nice. Just keep moving. Movement is life. That's my line. Just like no bueno is mine. That's my line too, right? Good, good. And sometimes you may have something happen that you can't attend. It's okay, but remember, if you can't make class, do something else. If you say, "Oh, I have an appointment," that's great. Life goes on. But say, "Okay, I didn't go to the class today. I'm going to walk." Do that. Or I'm going to swim. Do that. But we have some ladies here who are playing what they call pickleball or paddleball or whatever. And in doing all this stuff, and they're not tennis players, some are messing up their arms. People have slipped and fallen, have surgeries. No bueno. I'm not doing that. But this here, stretching, and I can do that. Walking on the treadmill, I can do that. When you are older, and then you're not an athlete. Athletes themselves get hurt. Do you see them all the time? With the thing wrapped up here. Funny story. I was volunteering with. We had like a senior, what do they call it? Senior games or senior something. So they were having some games for seniors. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go see that. That should be entertaining. Oh my God, you should see these old men. They started playing basketball, and I'm like, whose idea was that? I was there as the medical first aid person, with my little thing there. And I'm like, ooh, look at these people. If they start falling, you never know what's gonna happen. And then it was like 4 on 4. They didn't have so many players. But let me tell you, this one walked in, he had a brace on this joint, he had a brace on this joint, he had a brace on both both knees. And I'm like, so what are you doing here? And remember, you stress joint that are not used to all this kind of work, you're gonna hurt yourself. So I'm watching it. I'm like, it's almost like I wanted to hold them and grab him, right? They didn't follow anything, but this one started palpitating, and we had to call 911. Turns out he's got atrial fibrillation, which is an irregular heartbeat. It's like me at this stage, not having trained, saying I'm going to run a marathon. Mm-mm. I think maybe 10 or 20 years ago, I said, I'm going to take up running, right? I do a little running on the treadmill. Easy, there's no impact. I went around my neighborhood, and I think I was maybe half mile into it, and I got this pain in my knee, and I was like, that's a no bueno. So I limped back home, and the pain lasted a good 3 days, and I was freaking out because I was in between jobs, and I didn't have insurance. I'm like, oh my God, please don't let me need to have surgery. So that was my last try running because I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner. And of course, and years ago we used to say, oh, running is dangerous. It's not. You just have to train for it, right? And you see the athletes also with the joints wrapped. I used to go to Gold Gym, and I got to the point where we were, what do you call that? You lift, they have another word for it, but you lift the thing. And I remember the girl who was our trainer, she would walk in, and a lot of these folks that they get to be my age, it's like they have sun damage, they have this leather skin, and then everything is wrinkled. And I'm like, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like that. And then one day she walked in and she had her knees wrapped up in the brace, and I'm like, and then it's like, oh, how many can you? I don't know what they do. And then I think I was like to 25 or 30, I don't know. And then one day I was in class, clear as day. I was going, ugh. And then I said, why am I doing this? What in the world am I doing? And I dropped this thing down and I walked out of class. Then I said, I'll do Zumba instead. And I did Zumba. I'm like, no, don't do that. If you want to be an athlete, train. You start slow and train with someone. The other thing that I see people my age, maybe a little earlier, I know a couple of nurses who decided to become bodybuilders. A lot of times there is a psychological reason why people decide to go all the way to that side. So they start training, and then they're drinking only protein drinks, drinking egg whites raw. Ugh, no, I'm not doing that. And being in the gym for 3, 4 hours a day, I'm not doing that either. But then when they started to build the muscle, and I'm looking, I'm saying, you like yourself like that? I don't find that attractive at all. And then they go for those shows, where they are showing and the muscle and stuff. And I'm like, because I had a teacher in college who was a bodybuilder. And then when she stopped building, all the thing just came down. So she's walking around with things dropping, because once you're done doing the hours to keep everything tight. You get to a point you just can't do it anymore, and the body says enough is enough, and then you're like a dripping. No bueno. So our goal, my goal for me and you, is just to keep moving. Make sure our joints are supple, because if your joints are strong, then you're going to have less of a risk of falling. And falls are the number one injury in old people. We fall at the drop of a hat, and the worst place you fall is in your house, in the bathroom. So what you want to do is buy a grab mat. The mat with the little round thing at the bottom, you put it in the shower so that when you step, it doesn't have a chance of slipping and you don't fall. People install grab bars. It's okay. And don't say, well, I'm not installing it because of what? Because you feel proud, you feel embarrassed. Listen, sis, when you get to this certain age, it's about, what do you call that? Adjustment and accommodations. Okay? If you had a stroke, for example, God forbid, and you're in a wheelchair, you're not able to walk, or you have someone who's disabled, now they're building homes with like lower countertop in the kitchen. You can still be independent, but you're going to need assisting devices. And that's what we call it. People using like a reacher to put their socks, on, and put their shoes on. You adjust. But if you're not there, your goal is to do what you can to prevent it. And that's what we're doing. We want to get our muscles strong. We want to get our legs, let's say life is in your legs as you get older. And you don't have to do anything crazy. Just walking consistently and then lift some weight, because weight training makes your bone stronger. So osteoporosis doesn't hit you. And then I had patients who would just sit like they cough and then they drop a vertebrae in their back. And I'm like, oh my God, right? Oh, hey, Christine. We just finished working out. I'm just kind of talking my head off. You're probably saying, go away, Maggie. You talk too much. But words to inspire you to do what you need to do to keep yourself as healthy as you can. Keeping in mind, you are no longer 25. Some people say, well, in my mind, I'm 25. Yes, in your mind, you could be. You could pretend to be 25, but your body says you're not 25. Even if you want to be, you're not 25. So you have to adjust this. Gentle, moderate, stretching, walking, swimming is so great. But when you're not a tennis player and you start doing all this stuff, you're going to dislocate your shoulder. And this here is the worst injury you could have. I haven't met one patient who had shoulder surgery and tell me that it's back to like it was before. The good Lord made this. Wasn't intended for you to take a piece of a hardware and to hold it together. It's never going to be the same. All right. We have people who can't even comb their hair because they've injured their shoulder. I have a sister who said she injured her shoulder. You know how? She was lifting heavy. No bueno. Be smart. If you do gentle things with, it's like if you start with 3 pounds and then maybe in the month you say, oh, I think I can do 5, right? In 6 months, oh, I'm doing 10. That's the way the body works. But you got to train it. And just like when I'm teaching my sister Spanish, and I'm like, you're going to learn, but it's going to be slower and it's going to take a while because you're older. Your brain is a muscle too. Did you know that? Just like your heart is a muscle. So whatever you're doing, you're training it to hang in there and not deteriorate as fast. That is your goal, to delay, right? The aging is happening in your sleep. As a gerontologist, we learned that the aging process. Don't sit and say, oh, well, I'm 70, I can't do anything. That's not what we're saying. But if you keep moving, you keep doing things, you're going to delay the progression of that aging process of the body. The body will respond to you. It's very docile. Whatever you want it to do, it will do up to a point, keeping in mind your age. And people say, "Oh, Maggie, you're making people feel like they're old." No, I'm just realistic. I'm always realistic. I'm a realist, right? Like I used to be in my yard for like 8, 9 hours, planting, weeding, doing this and that. And then one day I went in there after 20 minutes, I was like, "Oh, it's time to go." And I'm like, "What happened?" I couldn't do it anymore. So am I going to be upset? Am I going to be pushing? Like my neighbor, she pushed. She was pulling, we did, and then she slipped and fell inside in her yard, and she said she could not get up. She said, "Maggie, I rolled to the right. I couldn't get up. I rolled to the left. I couldn't get up." She said, "The neighbor across the street saw me rolling back and forth and came and helped me out." And she said, and my son said, "No more weeding for you." And I know growing old is humbling. It is a humbling experience. But what I keep saying, I've asked God, why do we have to age? Why don't you just take us out? He has not answered me yet. And then you go throughout history and you see all these vibrant, good looking people. They're all, I mean, I'm looking at some actresses, so I'm like, "Oh my God, look how much she's aged." We are aging. And especially those people with what they do to their bodies, the late night, the alcohol and the drugs, and they cover themselves with all this stuff in their faces, the injection here. After a while, the body said, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I don't care how many injections and transplant, whatever you do, the body is going to say, "I'm done." So your choice is to keep it looking as good as it can. You're not going to look like you did when you were 20. I don't care how many layers of foundations and stuff. Sometimes I sit and I watch these people doing makeup, and I'm like, how many was that she added? Here, here, here. Taking an hour and a half to do your face, and then when you finish, I'm like, it doesn't even look like you. What the hell is that? I'm not into that at all. At all. And people say, "Maggie, what do you do? My gene, my mom looked good, and I don't do a bunch of stuff to myself. I try to sleep. That's a bad one. Like I don't sleep enough. I should sleep more. Water, eating, exercise. That's all I do. When people say, "Oh, what brand makeup do you use?" I don't have a brand. I came here, I do a little foundation because I have some dark spot, a little foundation spot, and then I have a brush with loose powder, and I just do this, and that's it. I used to even put, do some line over my eyelid, and then it started dripping the black. I'm like, mm-mm. So I'm done. When I got here, I was doing with a pencil eyebrow. I don't even do that anymore. The only thing I'm consistent with is lip gloss, maybe some lipstick, a little foundation, brush, and that's it. And as soon as I get home, wash it off. And I moisturize before I go to bed. That's it. That's it. Your body, of course, your skin will radiate what you put in. Because every time you work out, you know what happens? Your heart pumps out oxygen rich blood. It goes to your brain and you're clear headed. You can learn. You feel your mood improves and your skin looks it. If you're not hydrated and you spending hours in the clubs and you're around smoking, you're drinking all this alcohol, come on. Don't blame the body if you look 80 when you're 60. Mm-mm. And you've met people like that, right? And you say, "How old is she?" And you're like, "Oh my God, I thought she was like 20 years older." It's people who don't take care of themselves. Yeah. Your body will respond. All right, you ladies, thank you. You stay here and you listen to my ranting, but I just exercised with you and my mind is clear. So when your mind is clear after you exercise, you kind of ready for what the day could bring to you, right? Because we don't know what's waiting for us at the end of the corner here, at the corner. Um, and sometimes things happen to us that are so unexpected. You got to be ready and know how you're going to handle stress. And exercise, flushing your body, your brain with oxygen rich blood makes you strong and gives you the tools you need to say, okay, all right, I didn't ask for this, so how am I going to take care of this business? Your outlook, your attitude, your emotions, everything depends on how healthy things are up here. Because that's the computer, right? It controls your body, it controls your mind, your thoughts, your speech, everything else. So when you're working out, that is self care. So if you say, "Oh, it hurts," in the beginning, you might feel uncomfortable. That's when you go the next day, you do it again, and then I promise you, it gets better. You soar just for a moment, right? You know that. All right, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again on Wednesday. Okay. God bless. Au revoir. Bye.